What if you could summon your own army of fantasy legends with nothing but a single prompt? Every card you're about to see can be yours. Just copy the prompt in our community, paste it into your favorite image generator, and create the deck yourself. Round 1. Embers and Stars. Ashen Blade Revenant. From the ashes of war rises the Ashen Blade Revenant, a skeletal knight cloaked in smoke. His shattered armor clings to charred bones, and in his hand burns a molten blade dripping with embers that hiss upon the ground. Once noble, now vengeance made eternal flame, he walks again, cursed to fight until his wrath is spent. Varelia, Oracle of the Falling Star. Varelia hovers weightless, her robes stitched from galaxies, her hair trailing starlight. She gathers constellations into her palms, condensing them into a comet blazing with destiny. Her eyes pierce beyond the veil of tomorrow, unraveling countless futures at a glance. She is no mere prophet. She is prophecy incarnate, inevitability given form, the voice of the stars themselves. Thornscale Hydra. Thunder cracks as the Thornscale Hydra unfurls from jungle ruins, its 7 heads hissing in unison. Venom drips like emerald fire, while scales glisten like forged steel. Lightning flashes across its armored body as the ground trembles beneath it. Predator and storm combined, the Hydra's wrath made manifest. 7-fold destruction slithering through stone and vine. Mailer the time sundered. Fragments of himself orbit Mailer like broken reflections, each one pulled from fractured timelines. Waves of distortion ripple as he bends past and future with every motion, unraveling reality into chaos. He is paradox incarnate, mage and prisoner of eternity, wielding cause and effect as weapons. To face him is to duel infinity itself. Duskmaw Chimera. Under an eclipsed moon prowls the Duskmaw Chimera, its body stitched from horrors, its eyes glowing with hunger borrowed from nightmares. Shadows peel from its flesh, splitting into snarling beasts that stalk ahead of it. It is predator and terror intertwined, a creature that spawns new horrors wherever it roams. Fear itself takes shape in its stride. The first 5 rise. Their legends wait in the description below. Round 2. Fire and Fate Zalara, Ember Dancer. Upon a stage of molten glass, Zalara spins. Her body is flame, her movements art. Every pirouette erupts into firebirds that scatter like sparks across the battlefield. She dances not for joy, but for destruction, leaving only cinders in her wake. Where Zalara moves, fire follows, beauty and annihilation twinned in burning grace. Grimhorn the Eternal. Chains drag as Grimhorn, the undead minotaur, trudges through necropolis mist. His cursed axe gouges stone. His roar shakes the grave itself. Once slain, now risen, he cannot be silenced. Death is no prison, for vengeance fuels him. His eternity is not rest. It is rage, a march without end, a titan bound to fury forevermore. Seraphis, Blade of the Sky Court. From radiant heavens descends Seraphis, 6 wings spread wide in divine fury. Sword raised mid-duel, her form glows with celestial fire. The marble arena bends beneath her brilliance. Each strike delivers judgment. Each step enforces the decree of the Sky Court. She is no warrior alone. She is justice made manifest, verdict written in steel and flame. Kelroth, the Iron Savant. Steel-skinned and eyes alight with intellect, Kelroth works amid whirring diagrams of light. Tools hover like loyal servants, each one building, sparking, forging. In his grasp, a living golem awakens, wrought from magic and invention alike. He is artificer and sorcerer fused, creation his weapon, intellect his armor. Where he stands, industry itself becomes alive. Sylphe, Whispering Thorn. Drifting through mist, Sylphe's glowing eyes pierce the dark. Vines coil at her ankles, twisting and writhing with every step. She does not shout nor rage. She whispers, and the forest obeys. Her voice carries the weight of nature's judgment, subtle, inevitable, unstoppable. She is the calm before devastation, a spirit whose silence speaks louder than war. 10 awakened, their lore runs deeper. Follow the link below. Round 3. Storm and Blood. Velrix, Storm Architect. Clad in armor woven from storm clouds, Velrix commands the sky. Lightning coils into his hand, sculpted into jagged weapons of pure energy. Thunder answers his every gesture, rolling like applause. He is no mere spellcaster. He is a builder of tempests, architect of destruction. His battlefield is the sky. His bricks bolts of thunder. Blood-spiked Duchess. On her throne of roses and bones, the Duchess raises a glass of crimson life. Her beauty is flawless, her smile a predator's mask. She feeds not with violence, but with elegance, sharpened into weaponry. To dine in her court is to bleed. To serve her is to surrender. She is nobility turned nightmare. Hunger and silk. Karnak bone collector chains rattle as Karnak drags his trophies across the haunted flats. Skulls clatter, whispering the names of the fallen, hollow sockets burning with accusation. He hoards no gold, only victories etched in bone. With every step his collection grows, and with it, his ruinous power. Myra, Fey Duelist. Silver wings flash as Myra twirls midair, glass-bright blades dusted in glittering pollen. Mischief fuels every feint. Laughter cuts sharper than steel. She fights with theater, dances with malice, and finishes with grace. Face her, and whimsy itself becomes the killing stroke. Obsidian Shade. Smoke folds into a faceless silhouette. The shade steps out, then vanishes between realities. A blow lands from nowhere. Silence swallows the proof. No scent, no echo, no shadow remains. He is the weaponized absence, void stitched to a blade, ending battles without witnesses. Join the community to get all the prompts. Choose your champion inside. Round 4. Fire and Silence, Drakkar, Flame Tyrant. From cracked plate leaks molten light. Drakkar inhales lava rivers quake. He exhales. Mountains learn to bow. With sword raised, the world takes a step back. He wages war for one reason only. The volcano inside him refuses to sleep. Hollow Eye Prophet. Runes orbit his blind gaze, a slow constellation of omens. He speaks in vibrations that bypass ears and bruise the soul. Every word is a prophecy, every pause a verdict. He doesn't see the future. He remembers it before it happens. Sable Warden of the Mire. Fungus-bound armor creaks as the warden parts the fog. A lantern of ghostlight swings, luring the drowned to judgment. He is knight and sexton, law and last rites. In his domain, trespassers don't die. They're filed where the swamp keeps records. Iron of the shattered choir. A crystal throat opens, sound detonates. Glass erupts, stone splinters, marrow quivers. Her aria's grief-armed and aimed, a hymn that erases fortresses and courage alike. There's no chorus behind her, only echoes, and even those try not to be heard. Eldrian the Bladelet. Wings blaze. His sun-forged sword draws a horizon of fire. Eldrian charges like morning breaking through siege smoke. Darkness peels away on contact. Sins retreat under anthem steel. He's not marching. He's ringing the bell that calls the day back. Join our community to get all the prompts. Claim your lore pack now. Round 5. Hunger and Dreams. Krexos the Soul Devourer. Spectral jaws line his arms, snapping at screams instead of flesh. Each spirit swallowed deepens the abyss behind his ribs. He doesn't conquer, he empties. When Krexos passes, maps don't need erasing. There's simply nothing left to label. Lyrian, dream-forged oracle. A child floats over star-tall grass, eyes bright as newborn galaxies. Her giggle drafts blueprints for impossible beasts, which immediately step off the page. Lyrian doesn't predict. She publishes futures. Reality, delighted and terrified, accepts the latest edition Thistlefang, Goblin Alchemist. Down the scrap hill he barrels, straddling an explosive cask, like fate on wheels. Bottles clink, formulas argue, sparks sign the waiver. Disaster blossoms wherever his laughter points. He doesn't test reactions. He invites them to the party and hands them matches. Moonfang Sentinel. On the fog-bitten cliff, silver eyes open and the night remembers its manners. One howl writes curfew across the valley. He is judge, patrol, and punishment. Moonlight stitches his oath into stone. Trespassers learn that silence also has teeth. Nixilith, Phantom Queen. She glides across a mirror lake. Beauty reigns above, ruin reigns below. The crown fits both reflections. She commands what lingers. Half memories, half bodies, full obedience. Where Nixilith passes, farewells become laws, and the forgotten find their sovereign halfway forged. Join the community to get all the prompts and complete the deck. Round 6, Titans and Flames Boros, Skybound Titan. Stone armor floats around him like obedient moons. Thunder nests in his wings. Lightning kneels for orders. Each step rephrases the weather. Boros doesn't arrive. The sky relocates around him and calls the new arrangement Judgment. Ember Widow. Silk trails become wildfires as she crosses the field. Behind the veil, mourning and wrath make the same flame. She dances eulogies for the living, partners with ash, and leaves only smoke to applaud. Beauty, weaponized, signs the death certificate. Scarrick the Chainblade. Chains shriek. Steel becomes a cyclone. Scarrick spins until the arena forgets geometry. Dust, blood, applause. Everything gets the same haircut. No stance holds against a storm that decided to learn footwork. When he stops, silence still ducks. Velthra, ice-wrapped mind. Frost scripts her thoughts into drifting sigils of snow. Ideas harden into weapons. Doubts freeze mid-breath. She speaks in temperatures. Calm at 0. Verdict below. To fight Velthra is to negotiate with winter, wearing a crown. Rukal, jungle warden. Roots surge at his roar. A tiger of bark paces at his flank. Vines choose sides and pick his. Rukal's law is chlorophyll and consequence. He doesn't guard the forest. He confiscates trespassers and files them under mulch. 30 summons strong. Discover their prompts below. Round 7, Echoes and Rift. 31. Helion, Lord of Echoes. A silver mask tilts. Sound ripples like thrown stone across glass. He conducts shockwaves, turns silence into percussion, and walls into instruments. Every note lands somewhere important. Helion's concerts sell out because the exits collapse on Beat Xerix the Riftborn. Half fire, half tide. All contradiction. Xyrix strides the seam between worlds. Every step a compromise the cosmos regrets. Blows arrive in 2 flavors, scalding and drowning, and both are final. Balance isn't broken. It's being actively negotiated at sword point. Cradlethorn emissary, bloom-crowned and bark-skinned, she raises her arms and the ground stands up for itself. Vines braid shields, roots veto arrows. Her kindness is ferocious, her patience armed. Sanctuaries don't need walls, just permission from the emissary. Necrum, shadow-forged blade. A sword floats in a room that forgot doors. Souls orbit it, screaming the scabbard they'll never get. Necrum doesn't need a wielder. It needs a witness. Touch the hilt, lose the biography, become the footnote that cuts Talion the Rift Courier. She leaps island to island across a sky threaded with storms, scrolls glowing against her hip. Deadlines ignore gravity. So does Talion. Messages arrive, empires change, and somewhere a god signs for delivery. She carries consequences sealed in ribbon. 35 revealed. Join to out community to unlock the prompts. Round 8, Flames and Faith. Zarnok the Hollow Flame. A crowned skeleton strides through temples of ash. Heat erases history in his wake. Fire swallows what memory wrote. Zarnok doesn't burn cities. He edits them out. leaving margins of smoke. Worship ends where his footnotes begin, Vera of the blinding garden. Barefoot among luminous thorns, she walks uncut. Blind eyes glow, the brambles kneel. Each wound blossoms into light. Each step authors a benediction. Vera turns pain into policy and writes salvation in petals, sharp enough to matter Ketheric, architect of war. 4 hands draft fire across a living map. Armies pivot where his fingers point. Strategy is sorcery with deadlines. Cities fall as geometry. Victories measured in angles. Ketheric doesn't command. He designs outcomes and has the war sign the blueprint. Lanthera, mirror-born duelist. A lunge unfolds into a corridor of Lantheras, each reflection striking true. One becomes many. Many become inevitable. Fighting her is arguing with Echo, and Echo doesn't change its mind. The first mistake is thinking you saw the original. Marnock, plague wielder. Black spores spiral from his sleeves. The ground forgets how to be alive. Air curdles, trees bow. Courage coughs. He doesn't spread illness. He manufactures climate. Where Marnock walks, even silence wears a mask. 40 cards unleashed, lore and prompts below. Round 9, Fire and Abyss, Sirena of the Seven Flames. 7 sigils orbit, each a different fire. Mercury blue, sun gold, sermon violet. With a gesture she conducts an infernal symphony. Solos land as craters. Sirena doesn't cast spells. She curates catastrophes in 7 distinct finishes. Ravel, gatekeeper of the abyss. Chains drag. A portal of red lightning snarls behind him. Ravel is the bouncer for everything reality refuses entry. His no holds back forever. Beat him, and the door stops being polite. Lose, and you learn why it was locked. Ren the wild-hearted. A chord rings. Spirit animals step out singing. Bears of light, wolves of wind. Birds in harmony patrol the melody. Ren's music unhands the world from fear and lends it a beat. Enemies either dance or leave Syndril, chrono-duelist. Clock-shaped blades flash, seconds misplace themselves. Foes freeze mid-boast while Syndril edits the rest of the sentence. She doesn't parry, she reschedules. Combat becomes choreography. Time remembers it's her partner, not yours. Vorth, the maw below. The ground unzips. Tentacles and teeth introduce the basement. Souls scream upward like steam from a cracked kettle. Light leaves to file a complaint. Vorth isn't hungry. Hunger is Vorth, and the world is a serving suggestion. The elements answer the call. Join our community for prompts. Round 10. Final Judgment, Elvara, Wind of the Spires. She rises between floating towers. The air stands at attention. Robes snap like pennants. Clouds salute. Elvara signs her name on the gale, and architecture obeys. Storms don't break here. They bow for permission to pass. Drakros, herald of extinctio. Wings eclipse the sun. Streets turn to fault lines under his stride. Cities practice crumbling. Shadows rehearse forever. Drakros doesn't threaten the end. He is its customer service department, arriving early with paperwork and ash.
Mira, petal blade saint. Her blade blooms. Petals glow as they cut and heal in the same breath. Enemies lay down burdens mid-strike. Allies stand up forgiven. Mira wages mercy like war and wins because no armor stops absolution. Grithra Doomsower exhales sharply. Seeds fall, black trees erupt, roots cuffing the earth in seconds. Branches drip curses that drip results. Grithra farms endings, fields of hush, harvests of never again. Hope becomes a seasonal fruit he does not stalk. The shifting one, thoughtful. Bodies split. Fire, water, air, earth, void. Argue, agree, and recombine. Every element speaks. All of them say, inevitable. Striking, it is choosing which law of nature to offend. The answer is yes. The outcome is everything. 50 Ascendant cards, 50 legends unleashed. From revenants of fire to titans of storm, the battlefield is reborn. Which would you summon first? Share your choice in the comments and journey deeper into their lore through the description. And don't forget, join our community to unlock the full prompts, craft your own summons, and wield these legends yourself. The duel is eternal.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more exciting updates.